Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome back to the newest episode of your Random Brother podcast. I haven't thought of the name yet. Now, before moving on to today's topic, I just want to talk about a few things before getting started with the topic. That is, please show some love to the latest episode. Might call it an episode or the first video in this channel on please go check out the blogs and all the posts. And I do have social media accounts as well. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. I will give both the links in the description below. And that's it, guys. Go follow me on various social media platforms and see the posts and everything that I have to offer you guys. So now moving on with today's topic. Now, today we are going to talk about something that is closely related to travel, but not a lot of the travel bloggers or podcasts or anything covers it that much. And yes, it is about apps and the gadgets that might help you while you travel. Most probably, we are going to talk about apps in general because it's something that we already use. We already know how it works, how it functions, and what are the things that are required. But today we are going to talk about the apps specifically for travelers. Now, keep in mind, guys, these apps can be of different varieties. It can be supported in different regions. There are chances that it might not even support you in your place, but it might work for somebody else in somebody else's place. For example, if I'm in India, I offer an app that runs in India, and chances are it might not work in USA or something. So it's better that we keep that in mind. And not only that, now moving forward with this, I'm going to talk about that. What am I going to call this? I will basically list down maybe 5 or 6 apps that are useful for travelers and that are in so many ways are helpful for travelers like you and me. We can do a lot of things with their help, and that's the main criteria that I'm going to judge them upon. Like, what kind of the functionality does an app offers? Like, is there some kind of other feature as well that we should know about? Like, for example, if an app offers you to get the flight tickets, and does it offer you the same experience when it comes in terms of hotels or not? Like anything like that, something that has to offer that, like a travel agency offering you much more than you expect them to. It might be something like that on those terms, I guess. I'll try to keep it as quick as possible. I'll try to keep it as good as possible. I'll try to feed in as much as information possible. So let's move on. Let's start. Now, starting with our countdown at number 1, I'm going to talk about an app which I guess most of us know about, and it's, I guess, being number 1 in this ranking. First of all, let me make it clear that it's not about ranking. It's not about, it can be in any manner. It doesn't depend on that. I'm just trying to tell the functionalities of these apps and what they offer. And keep this in mind, guys. I'm in no way, shape, or form sponsored by these companies or anything like that. It's a completely unbiased review of what these apps offer and what I feel about them. So coming in on number 1 is an app we all know about, and it helps us in day-to-day life. It's called Google Maps. Now, I guess you know how it works, how Google Map works, and what are the things that it does. But for those of you who don't yet know what it is, first of all, I want to say that please go check it out. You guys are missing a lot of things, I guess. I don't know what to say. I guess you are missing on a lot of things, guys. So go first check it out and then come to this video. But now I want to say that you know how Google Map works, and it works in a lot of regions. Like, it's an understatement if I say that it works in a lot of regions. I must say that it is used worldwide for navigation purposes. And not only that, it gives you real-time information about uh, the different transit systems that might be in that city, or different railway systems, and the timings of different flights, cabs, buses, and everything. So yeah, and most of us probably know how it works. So there is no doubt that this app has to be on number one when it comes to travel. Now, it can help you in a lot of ways while you travel. For example, you can download the maps. You can download it offline, and not only that, you can keep it for future use. And let me remind you guys that the maps, I must say, the maps that you guys download are there for somewhat around 30 days or 28 days, depending on the region. Sorry, not depending on the region, but it stays on your local storage or your phone for a longer period of time, for somewhat around 30 days. After that, the map requires the offline data that was stored in your phone to be updated again. So yeah, it does update itself after every 30 days, and it is quite good at navigation. So it is somewhat an important app that somebody can use for their navigation purposes. Now, keep that in mind, that in some places like China and might be Korea or something, you guys cannot have a proper map on Google Maps, if you know what I mean. Like, you guys can't get the exact data and exact representation of the Chinese lands on the map, because we all know a huge censorship is going on there. It's a huge thing, and not a lot of companies are allowed to get data for their public services, or they can't start their own companies on the Chinese soil, just because there's a huge internet censorship that is going around in there. I'm sorry, I've just stammered a bit over there, but well, that's a video for another day, I guess. I won't talk about it right now. So there's that. Google Maps at number one. You know why. Now moving on to number two. I am going to talk about an app, I guess, that is quite well known in India, and they are not only in India, but I guess worldwide, and it's called Make My Trip. Make My Trip is an app which helps us to get flight bookings, get railway tickets, get bus tickets, get us hotels. So and each and every functionality is there present on their app as well. Not only the website, but their app as well. And the main reason I listed it in number two is because they have a great idea of what they are providing. They are providing a wide variety of transportation, tickets and all. They are providing us with hotels. Yeah, of course, there are apps like different apps like Kayak and apps like Skyscanner. They all provide us with hotel information as well and flight information as well. But according to me, as far as I'm concerned, I guess this app is way more functional. This website is way more functional. It provides a lot of information and a lot of varieties and a lot of options for you to travel. But there is a problem that I have no clue, to be honest, but just because I'm in India, so it helps me with all the travel expenses and all the travel tickets regarding things that I'm required to do. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it helps me with travel, a lot of travel. It helps me get the tickets done on time, get the hotels done on time. It provides me with all the information required about the hotel, like where is it situated, what are the amenities that I'm gonna get, everything. So this is something that I like about this app, and it is quite popular in India, and that is why I guess I'm talking about this app on my channel. because part of it is because I'm in India as well. So, and I find this app to be more useful. Surely there are other apps which perform the same kind of functions as this app does. And yeah, I would pretty much like to know about it as well. So please, guys, go do comment down below what are the apps that you use for travel purposes. Do let me know in the comment section below. I would really like to know about that. What are the kind of apps that are used that you guys used, and what are the functions that they provide, and are the pricing schemes like quite cheap, or is it on the expensive side? Like, what kind of a traveler are you? Do let me know about it as well. Moving on to number 3. Now, number 3 is obviously going to be an app which is pretty much helpful and will help you in predicting whether you want to go to that place or not. And predicting, as in the sense I want to say, is that it helps you predict the weather of the place where you are going to. So obviously, as you guys know, it is going to be a weather app, and there are tons of weather app out there on the Play Store, on the Apple App Store. There are tons of weather apps that have different functionalities. Like some apps will tell you about things like humidity present, like what are the currents that are flowing, wind, and everything like that. So this app completely depends upon your perspective and the kind of information that you want to get from your weather app, whether you want to get what kind of winds are blowing, whether if you have planned for going for a surf somewhere, or what kind of a weather in general is there to a specific place where you are going, whether it's going to be a little bit chilled, whether it's going to be a little bit hot, or whether it's going to be a little bit humid, and what kind of clothes that you should pack for yourself when you are there. So yes, it helps you a lot in a lot of ways. Like, it helps you even pack up for your journey. So yeah, and so I guess it is in a way better to say that they provide us with a lot of information and helps us predict like where we want to go, and should we go to that place or not. Is it feasible? Is it good for us for going there or not? So yeah, obviously a weather app is an important one. Coming on to number 4, you obviously know where I'm heading to the direction to, I guess I must say, because this app is going to be about transportation app, I must say. And I guess you guys already know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm already going to say it again. I'm going to talk about apps like Uber and Lyft. Like, you have to get to the you got to the destination where you wanted to be in like, yeah, from this state to that state, from this city to that city. But what about the travel within the city? What about the travel within the city that you want to go to? So I guess Uber and Lyft and other such apps are way more useful in this kind of a thing, because it helps you not only travel, but it also helps you in a way as in the sense that it gives you the correct pricing. You already know the pricing. You already know what the trip is going to cost you, rather than getting a surprise or a shock when you take up local cabs, like some other local cabs. They have this tendency to just tell you some other price, and once they drop you, ask you for some other kind of a price which is higher, or they just charge you higher already before you even start your journey. So this is one of the things that is way more useful, because to some extent they are cheap, and it doesn't burn a hole in your pocket as well, and the trip has not been even started, and it doesn't cost a fortune to travel around. So I guess it is an app that should be on the list of every traveler, and if you get the opportunity, just take the cab and go. So it helps you plan the trip according to you, rather than if you're traveling with someone else, like an agency or something like that. So it helps you in a lot of ways. So I guess this app has to be on this list, because I don't think that if this app is not there, I guess people wouldn't be able to manage themselves. But I guess it is an app that should be there. That not only on the traveler's perspective or a travel perspective, but even if you're living there, this app, these apps or these kind of apps have to be there, because it helps a lot. So I don't see any point of not having them.